All right, guys, it is late lunchtime. I don't know if someone might want to have lunch with me or not. It was actually, I had a guy tell me to try this, to sit down and eat, so somebody could have lunch with me. Okay, we'll try it. Got nothing to lose. I just basically cooked a sausage patty and put it on a hot dog bun and got some potato chips, and I even made a little patty for the Diva there. It's still pretty hot. Probably gonna burn my tongue. Yep, it's pretty fantastic there, Kiki. Ooh, this is still hot. Let me tear it up so it can cool off. Anyway, if you're seeing that, got the shells pretty much all sanded all the way to 5,000 grit. And then this is stage 1. And what I'm doing is I've got my buffing pads soaking in hot water and soap right now. I'm going to rinse them out and wring them out, and then I'm going to go back and do stage 1 again. It just basically covers anything that I might miss, even though I'm using a light. But I started getting pretty hungry. We didn't go to bed last night till 1:30 a.m. And then I'm not going to name any names, but somebody got me up at 5 o'clock to go outside and use the bathroom. So you wouldn't know who that was, would you? Anyway, I got up about 8:30 this morning and got back out here, and man, I am so sore. I knew today was going to be rough for me, but I'm just going to keep going. I'd like to get, by the time today's over with, I'd like to have the body shell buffed and done. I don't know if it'll happen or not, just have to see, but if my buffer gets too hot, I'm going to let it cool off, because I think that's how I burned the brushes up last time. I just kept going after it was really, really hot and just smoked it pretty much. You ever see a dog take food so nice before? She's got another trick she does too. But on camera didn't do it. She usually catches the food every time. Made a liar out of me. Do a count off to 3. That's what we usually do. Keeks. 1, 2, 3. Oh, you missed it again. You made a liar out of me, man. All right, I'm not going to throw them down on the floor anymore. So I may have to run to O'Reilly's here in a minute and get more compound. I'm just about out. What do you want? Digging at me? Didn't do it again. What is wrong with you, man? Oh, I wonder if that light's putting off a glare or something and it's messing with her. Yeah, that's my excuse. That's what we'll go with. I'm pretty proud of that paint job. It's turned out pretty slick. Really, really happy with it. You're a mess. You ain't falling for that, are you? Since I'm eating lunch here in front of you guys, the one guy that wanted me to do this, I think he lives in Wisconsin, I think is where he's from. Anyway, he said he just wanted to sit down and have lunch with me, so I guess I never thought about that, but I guess if you're out of state, that's one way to eat lunch, huh? But on the subject of food, so I grew up in a restaurant. My mom and dad had a restaurant when I was a kid, and so I grew up learning how to cook and everything. There's something I make here at home for me and my wife loves it. I love it too. And it's a really simple meal, and it's not very expensive either. I just take a pound of hamburger meat, and which I use 80-20. I like that fat in there for the seasoning and everything, the flavor of it basically. But anyway, I'll cook sliced mushrooms and cut up onion slices and hamburger meat in a skillet on the stove, and I'll season it up with, I usually have, I think it's McCormick if I remember right, hamburger seasoning, or Lowry's, I don't remember. Anyway, one of those, I use that seasoning on it, and then I take bell peppers, 2 of them, because it's just me and my wife, and I'll core it out and then wash it out, and I'll take some saran wrap and lay it out on the table, and then I'll put both bell peppers right in the middle of that saran wrap, and then I'll fold it over and then roll them up basically so they're in saran wrap. Then I put them in the microwave for a couple of minutes, and basically get them to where they're kind of soft. You don't want them mushy, but get them to where they're kind of soft, but the saran wrap actually steams them, basically. It's just a faster way for me to do it. And then you just burn the hell out of your hands, you know, when you take them out of the plastic. But anyway, I'll take, after I pull the bell peppers out, I'll cook, it's the Uncle Ben's 90-second rice. And I use the garden vegetables, just regular rice, and it has peas and carrot pieces in it, I think. Anyway, I cook it for 90 seconds, and then when the hamburger meat and all that stuff's done cooking in the skillet, I'll dump that Uncle Ben's in there with it, just kind of stir it up a little bit, and then I scoop it up and I put it inside that bell pepper, and then I'll put a little shredded cheese on there, and I don't usually stick it back in the microwave to let the cheese melt because the heat from all the stuff usually melts it enough, but that is my redneck version of a steamed or stuffed bell pepper, and it's quick, it's easy, and it's inexpensive. Just in case you're wondering about food. Why you're staring at my food? That's rude, man. Almost as rude as me talking with my mouth full. I'll give you a potato chip. I'm not going to give you any more. You've had enough. So Kiki here is, she just turned 6 in November, this month, 17th I think. human years, I should say. She's 40 in dog years. Anyway, we got her as a baby and raised her. She was a rescue dog. There was a Miami, Oklahoma. They had found, I guess, her mom and the pup somewhere, and they ended up getting them. And everybody got adopted except her. And I seen a picture of her, and that was all it took for me. We'd just lost our other dog. We had him. He was almost 18, and I was hurting pretty bad. Took it really, really bad. That dog was my buddy. He went everywhere with me, and she does too. But anyway, my idea was, you know, I'm not getting another dog. I'm not going through that again. And then what I found out was after, I think it was like a month, is when I ended up getting her. That was the best remedy for a broken heart, was to get another dog, other than the puppy training. I've never been a fan of that, but I got to say, the first time ever we crate trained her, I'd never done that before, and that crate training, it was quick. I mean, she picked it up quick. She's never had an accident in the house here, so that's awesome. But anyway, she's got, if you've ever had a lot of dogs, they all have their own quirks. They have their own personality. They do their own thing. Like, no two dogs are the same. She will disappear. Like, if we're in the house, she usually sits somewhere around us. But if you can't find her, 99% of the time, she'll be in the kitchen. She has a food and water bowl in there. She will lay by that water bowl until you dump out the water in the water bowl and go get fresh out of the refrigerator. She's a diva. No joke. She likes that fresh, cool water out of the part of the refrigerator, you know, where you put your cup up there and it fills it up. Which I don't blame her out of, but I'm not much on lukewarm room temperature water myself, but it was just kind of one of the weird oddballs about her. She's an awesome watchdog. She doesn't really bark. She's more of a spitz. It sounds like she's spitting, which is kind of funny. It has to do with the breed of dog, because our last dog was like that too. I've had a dog since diapers. Had a lot of dogs. And where we used to live, we lived right on the highway, and we didn't have a fenced-in yard. So I lost a lot of dogs to being run over by cars. A lot of dogs. So about 3 weeks ago, we have to take her out about every 3 hours or so, is about her average. Sometimes 4, but we usually just wait till she comes up to us, and she'll either kind of whine a little bit, or she'll scratch on my leg like you've seen. And also sometimes if she wants fresh water, she will, like if you're drinking a cup of water, she'll look at it and kind of put her paw up there and like scratch toward it. So that lets you know she wants water too. But anyway, my wife took her out. It was like 3 o'clock in the morning a few weeks ago, and we have to take a flashlight out there. We don't have a full fenced in yard. I just have an area over here that's fenced that I keep all my old junk cars and parts and stuff in. But anyway, my wife said she was watching her with a flashlight, and all of a sudden she jerked her head real fast and took off, and she shined the light, and it was 2 coyotes, whatever you want to call them. She made them take off running, which I thought was kind of weird. A small dog, you would think they would both just stop and have lunch, you know. But anyway, they took off. She ran them off, but my wife was yelling at her and finally got her to stop and come back home. She always bristles up on the back of her neck back here, which is pretty funny. It looks like a little broom sticking up, like a mohawk. But So now we have to, when we go out, one of us first with a flashlight and check everywhere for glowing eyes, and then we let her out. But anyway, guys, I think I'm getting pretty full. That's probably enough. It was just kind of an odd video. Like I said, it's just a guy wanted to have lunch with me is what he called it. So there you go. You had lunch with me.